Chris, welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate it,
Very
man.
excited to be with you. Very excited to get to know you. We were just kind of talking before we got started just about this show in general, and it's like we're in its 7th season,
Yeah.
but it's its second. I don't know. It's been on. I don't know how long it's been on Peacock, but it's really almost been like 2 seasons where the show has been like the it show, the
Right.
#1 show on reality television.
Yeah.
And quickly in 2 seasons, it's become this behemoth and this kind of very toxic fan base. And it's just like, even the shows like ours who are covering it, I don't even know what it's like for y'all to be a part of this. And the discourse that we see online, even for us people who cover it, we're just like, gee, man, God, this is just like, oh, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
First of all, like, how are you doing? Like, how's your mental health? How are your emotions? I'm sure a bunch of highs and lows. Like, how are you feeling today?
Honestly, man, I'm doing really well. Coming out the villa, I was a little curious about what could happen or what life was going to be like. This is all new for me. I play basketball.
Sure.
So like coming back and like to this type of life is something that I have to get adjusted to. Because this is my type of life when I'm overseas. Like for example, when I was in Indonesia, I was kind of like that famous person for them. You know what I mean? So like coming back to home and being that famous person here is weird because this is usually like my space where I'm like at peace. I can be in my family. Like I can move how I want, do this, do that, get away from all that stuff. So like coming back to this is kind of crazy.
That's kind of interesting for you because like a lot of people who go on these shows, they go from complete obscurity, just like, your average person, average good looking person in whatever town. But you've had obviously success in athletics, and with that, you've gotten notoriety.
Right.
And do you feel like that's helped prepare you for, even though it's different, do you think that's helped prepare you for what you're about to like embark, and just like having that kind of emotional maturity to know like what you should pay attention to, and more importantly, what you shouldn't pay attention to?
Yeah, I feel like it's helped a lot for sure, but there are a lot of things that I need to learn. Not just the other islanders, but other people that I've connected with have tried to like help me with. Along the way, just as far as like how I should be moving now, how I should be talking not just about myself but about others too. So yeah, I mean it's for sure taking some time to get adjusted to. It's only been a few days so far, but I think with the help that I have, I think I'll be okay.
So what initially made you go on Love Island?
Honestly, it wasn't even a thought for me about going on Love Island. They had reached out to me as I was leaving Indonesia. Once I made the decision to come back home, I got the DM from a casting director saying, hey, like, would you be interested on going on Love Island? I said, like, honestly, no, because that's not me. But I said, why not? I feel like that's like a once in a lifetime opportunity. And I just feel like I wanted to take some time away from basketball to see what else I can get into and what else I'm good at. I know reality TV is not like a talent, but like, so I dove in. I was like, why not?
In some ways, actually, I mean, it's especially what you guys go through, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think people fully realize the pressure cooker of a social experiment you guys are thrusted into.
Right.
I mean, ultimately, what a Love Island is, it's a game masked as this journey to find love.
Right.
That puts its stars and casts in this compromising environment where all of you are in this constant fight or flight.
Yeah.
Yeah, you all seem open to love, but everyone who goes in that show knows it's a TV show. They're aware of the opportunities that come with it, as they should, right? And there's pressure there. There's pressures of what their family might think or their peers. Yeah, and then it's kind of like almost like a fight for survival.
Yeah.
Who do I make friends with? Alliances, all kind of masked under like the romance of love. And it's just kind of this fascinating thing, which I actually would argue requires a lot of skill. I mean, think about like Traitors is another very popular show on Peacock. Maybe we'll see you on it in future seasons.
Never know.
But like that is like, that show is very straightforward. This is a game.
Right.
We're just a game, and we're gonna not take it seriously. And even then fans get into it. But this is all like, this is all about love. This is all about this genuine thing. And then you guys have to like combat within that environment and face the pressures of people projecting their own lives and relationships and struggles onto you.
Right.
You either remind them of someone you dated that screwed them over, or you remind them of yourself,
it's like
themselves.
A trigger.
Yeah. And it's just a really fascinating thing. I would argue, I think it does require a lot of skill. And I don't think it's a coincidence people like you shined in the atmosphere that you were in.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's really tough, especially on the emotional side. Like you said, it's a really big like fight or flight all the time. Like we're barely getting sleep. I think like every night maybe we got max like 3 to 4 hours of sleep.
Really?
So like, having to shoot all night and then only getting that amount of sleep and then waking up doing it over again, like it's kind of like, damn, like I'm irritated that I didn't get no sleep. Now I gotta go talk about my emotions and how I'm feeling. It's like you may not want to at that time, or may not want to with that person at that time. So it's like having to get your mentality right in order to do that. You for sure are gonna cause some emotions to be heightened for sure. So
Do you feel like also, and I can only imagine, like not knowing what time of day it is or what day of the week it is
yeah.
can be such like a mental fuck. Do you felt like it was, or do you feel like
Mm.
you honestly didn't really even think about it?
Honestly, at first, I didn't really think about it, but we kind of caught on a little bit just because of the sun. Because when we go to sleep, the sun was kind of rising, and then when we wake up, the sun would be like in a specific spot, and then we would kind of like tell, like by the time the sun get like over the fire pit, it's like midday or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's crazy though.
Shout out to Pepe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Figured that out.
Pepe figured that out. Like he was
MacGyver.
very intellectual with that. He was like, I wonder what time it is. He was like, okay, I see the sun over here, but when they get right here, I think, yeah, it's probably like midday. It's like 3 or 4 o'clock. I'm like, okay. Like,
But think about that, right? Like your emotional energy is going into stuff like that.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, in this type of environment where in normal life, in reality, we talk about this on the show all the time about like our emotional energy. It's not this limitless thing that
Right.
we all take for granted. And so when you guys are in this world, not having access to your support system, not even knowing what time of day it is or what day of the week it is,
Yeah.
and then you start thinking about that and you feel disconnected from reality.
yeah.
Just something to say to like all of you guys deserve a ton of grace and credit for like what you guys go through. I think so many times we watch these shows and we're just like, it's fun to be snarky and it's fun to be like, oh shit, like,
Yeah.
because we remind ourselves of all our foolishness in life.
Right.
We are all entertained by your guys' willingness to bear it all and be vulnerable in these environments. So
Yeah, I think it's very tough, especially like I know you guys probably see like all the fun that we're having and stuff like that, but there's a lot of things that you guys don't see that cause us to be like really emotional, like missing our family and
yeah.
stuff like that. Like that's why on family day, like we were all really so emotional because like that whole journey, like even before going in the villa, like being in that hotel for however long it was for me, it was like 3 weeks.
Wow.
Just like that time with the no contact, no outside access, no nothing like that, and then additional 2-3 weeks in the villa, like it played a huge toll on the mental, especially on the emotional side for me. That's why when y'all saw my mom like walk in, I couldn't help but like bawl my
cried.
eyes out.
Yeah.
I mean, I love a good homecoming.
Yeah.
But I truly couldn't only imagine what it's like. You're just so disconnected, I think,
Yeah.
from, you make friends with producers because,
Yeah.
and they're, I've made some really close friends with them, but you're
Yeah.
just like, you are doing a job and like I am like, but you want to confide in people.
Right.
But in that type of environment, is it hard to know everyone's true intentions or what you,
It is.
if who you can trust? Because again, like there is this huge opportunity that you guys are all presented with, whether it's the
Yeah.
cash prize at the end, forget about that. But
Right.
like you guys are all aware of just how popular this show is and the
Yeah.
opportunities that come with being a notable character on this show. And
Yeah.
that's just immense pressure. I always describe it as like, it's a lottery ticket with incredible odds.
Yeah.
Like being casted on one of these shows isn't a sure thing. There's a lot of people who go on, we don't remember, they don't make a mark,
Right.
whatever.
Right. Yeah.
They don't get the opportunity some of their peers have, but
Yeah.
like so many do, and
Yeah.
it's life changing.
Yeah.
It is, and that's a ton of pressure.
Yeah, it is. And I think to get to your point about, people's intentions, it's tough, honestly. Because you can have like a deep conversation with somebody, like man or female, and you can see like, okay, you can sense some type of energy that they're presenting, but at the end of the day, like they could go over here and tell somebody something else, you know what I mean? And act totally different. So I mean, I will say like there was a few people where you kind of sense that. And at the end of the day, like you said, like it's a game, so they kind of have to put on a certain persona at certain times.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's really hard to tell if people's intentions are really true or not. But I feel like spending that much time together and like in the end game, like you kind of are able to tell like constant patterns and stuff like that to see if that's really who they are or not.
Who are people that you felt you could really get to know and connected with, and you felt like they were presenting their authentic selves?
I'll say it till the end, like that's my boy. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys saw it on the TV. I don't know what they put on TV, but like anytime that I was like frustrated or I needed like some good advice, like I went to Brian because of his perspective on things. Like he always kept it real with me. Like if he told me, hey, I think you're tripping, bro, like, fix the way you're thinking, like, or he'd be like, nah, you're not tripping. Like, I felt you're valid in this point. He would always keep it real, as if I went to like a few of the other islanders, they would already have like their perception of me already coming in as a Casa boy and as a someone that's fucking shit up or however you want to put it. So it's hard to like go to them for advice, even though they may have been able to help me a little bit more because they've been there longer. I feel like they just didn't understand me because in their eyes, it's like, oh, he's just here trying to take my girl or whatever it is. You know what I mean? So, yes.
Did you get a chance to get closer with any of the other Casa guys, or were you kind of more focused on? You were.
Yeah, I mean, we spent a lot of time together, especially in the beginning, before going to the villa. But I would say pretty much everybody as far as the Casa boys. Mostly Brian and Elan though, because I spent the most time with them, especially Casa and the villa. So I'll say mostly them. But me and Zach Zach C have a great relationship. JD, he's like my little brother. In a way, he comes to me for about advice for anything. And then Zach K, he's a goofball in himself.
So what were you doing in that hotel room for 3 weeks with no?
Journaling. I wasn't like a big journaler, but I had so much on my mind and I couldn't talk to anybody. And usually like my mom is my outlet. I talk to her like 3-4 times a day about random shit. You know what I mean? So not having that, I would just be writing things in a journal every day. Like I went through like 2 notebooks worth of journaling, and then meditating, working out, going on walks, and a lot of Netflix watching. So yeah.
Did you get to watch the show before you went on?
They would bring us the iPad and like show us like little episodes and here and there. We didn't necessarily see everything, but we saw some stuff we needed to know or see. So
okay.
We've watched you be you're very good at communicating. You seem to have a very good head on your shoulders. You seem very respectful. Where did all of that come from?
Being raised by women.
Yeah.
My dad wasn't around, growing up, and I think my 7 sisters, or I have a younger sister, but my 6 older sisters and my mom played that role because they understood like, he doesn't have that male figure. So we're going to make sure we teach him everything to make sure, he succeeds in life and like he's comfortable in all situations. He's emotionally stable, mature, and, just how to act. Especially around women. So, I appreciate them for real. I'm going to say that to the day I die. Like, those is my ride or dies for sure.
That's incredible. How old are you again?
27.
27.
Yeah.
In addition to that, like, you also seem like someone who, like when I started dating at 19, or I don't know how it was for you, but like, I always talk about love being like this powerful thing, right?
Yeah.
Like emotionally, it's very powerful. And like anything else, like I always love a good analogy, but like the first day you learned how to drive, you wouldn't get in the back of a Ferrari, like a stick shift and be like, hey, go nuts. But that's almost like what love and dating is.
Literally.
You have this like powerful thing that we try to like, that will fuck us up emotionally. And we just go for it. And then we make a ton of mistakes along the way and we get in fights with our partners and we often feel like victimized, but then we have to like remove ourselves from a situation and be like, wait, why? Yeah, maybe I was part of the problem, and, and like we all have these toxic relationships, but like, what were some of the past relationships? And we don't have to get into specifics about the people you dated or anything like that, but like, what are some things that you learned about yourself in past relationships that brought you to this 27-year-old version of Chris that like, in addition to what you learned from this incredible household it sounds like you had and the women that raised you, what did you learn about yourself through dating and the trials and errors that comes with it?
Honestly, I've learned that I could be an avoidant. I hate like conflict and like arguing. I'm very big on like, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going back and forth because that just causes more and more conflict. And I don't like going in circles. And I feel like arguments are usually things that go in circles. Like if we can't have like a regular conversation like how we're having right now and address the issue at hand and forgive each other, hear each other's perspectives, and then move on from it. I feel like if we're not doing that, then that's not something that I can entertain. And that's just something that I grew up to, how I was raised. Me and my mom, it was just me and her, and we would never be going back and forth. She would be like, son, like, I didn't like how you did this. I need you to be better at this. And, I was very receptive to that. And, I'm very big on like, it's about how you address things and how things are presented. And that's how it's going to be perceived. Because like, for example, if I came to you and be like, I don't fuck with you. Like, I don't like how you did that. Like, you can be like, damn, like, are you coming for me? Like, you trying to attack me? But if I get like, hey, bro, like when you did this, that kind of bothered me. Like, could you do this instead? Like that type of things. I'm really big on that. But yeah, I hate feeling like when somebody does me wrong, I hate making them feel like they did something wrong because then that hurts my feelings, if that makes sense. So I feel like I've learned to, especially this experience, like I've learned that I have to talk about my emotions, and when something bothers me, I have to address it right then instead of like avoiding it and talking about it 2 days later or something like that. So that's like a big thing that I've learned about myself. So.
You mean like big props to your mom raising 7 children on her own?
Well, it was my dad's children. But she just has me and my older sister.
Okay.
Just to make that clear for everybody.
Okay.
Just she's not popping out babies or anything like that. So, but yeah, big props to her though for sure.
So you have 6 older sisters and then
Yes,
1
ma'am.
younger sister, and it's you and your younger sister who are your moms.
No, so me and my oldest sister are my moms, and then everybody else from my dad.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, and so you're close with everyone.
Everyone, and I'm kind of like that. Even though I'm the youngest boy, second youngest of all, I'm like that person that brings everybody together. Like all my games, like everybody comes out and supports or something like that. Or like with this experience, like everybody's having watch parties and bringing them together. So yeah, I'm always like that person, that the glue guy, if that makes sense, So yeah.
And you don't have to answer this question at all, but has being in the limelight, being so successful with basketball, has your dad tried to re-enter your life?
He's tried at certain points, and there were certain times where I didn't let him, or I didn't want him to be, because I was at such a high to where I felt like if I let him in while I'm at my high, that's just gonna mess up with my head. Just how he is so inconsistent, and I was like, I don't want to let him in while I'm at this high, and then he pulls some bullshit, and then now I'm like low. You know what I mean? So I'm very big on that.
Wow.
Yeah, I imagine also you're very protective of not only yourself but your entire family and things like that.
Absolutely.
There's always challenges when it comes with that.
I know, right? We still have a great relationship. He's kind of like my best friend in a way, instead of like a father figure. He sure does have some good words of wisdom sometimes, but I don't really think we have like that. He doesn't give like that fatherly advice. Like
it's like how I have the same relationship with my dad. There's not a dad bone in his body,
right?
And I think once I got to the point where I just accepted him for who he was, and like didn't expect dad actions to come out of him, then it was like, it's fine.
Yeah, I get you. Fine. Yeah, for sure, I can relate.
Yeah.
Did you watch much, like, before I got into this crazy world? Like, I didn't watch reality TV. Did you get into it at all? Are you a fan of pop culture, or were you just like this killer athlete? Like, you got the call from Love Island, just being like, I guess I'll go. I kind of know about it.
Honestly, I wasn't really big on reality TV. I don't know if you guys remember the show Next from MTV, like a while back.
Yeah.
But ever since then, I wasn't really big on reality TV. Like, I kind of just really grinded with this hoop shit. But it wasn't until Love Island hit me up that I even started watching the show. As soon as they hit me up, and I was like, you know what? Like, I'm interested. We could talk more. I tapped into season 5, watched all of season 5, and then I tapped into season 6. Even though I saw like a lot of TikToks, they were going viral in that way, I just watched it from beginning to end. I'm like, okay, you know what? Like, still not me, but it's something that I'm willing to get into. So season 5 is probably my favorite season out of the whole season.
Hot take.
Yeah, for sure.
There we go.
A very hot take.
What did you like about it?
The drama. It was just great TV. And I feel like that was
when
like
it was
the perfect
pure
cast. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure. And I really love like the story about Bergie. Like, that really got to me. Like, the fact that he couldn't find his match in the beginning, like first 2 days I think it was, and then he came back. They gave him another opportunity. I was like, I damn near cried like watching that for him. I'm like, damn, my boy Bergie. Like,
he also ended up on Traders. So
yeah.
There you go.
Yes,
full circle.
you know what I mean. And now he's I think he's married. Yeah,
I don't
Is he?
know. Maybe.
I think him and I think they either engaged or getting married. So shout out to Bergie, man.
I mean, listen, like this experience y'all went on, it makes or breaks people.
Yeah, it
you
really
know.
does.
And I think if you're someone who can kind of be able to separate what matters and what doesn't, appreciate your fans for what they are, fans and things like that, without getting so obsessed with the criticisms or the praise. I mean, I think honestly the praise is more dangerous than the criticisms. You can really learn a lot about yourself. You can open up a bunch of doors. You'll have incredible access for a long time.
Yeah,
you know, Chris
absolutely.
from Love Island, oh shit. Like, people are just going to be fascinated with your experience. I mean, you guys are on this rocket ship that just it lands pretty fast.
Yeah,
and
that's
you
real.
kind of settle in.
Yeah.
And then also you have these huge opportunities. It's a mind fuck.
It really is.
You really, now more than ever, your people are so important
For sure.
to you.
Well, Justin Bieber has tapped in, and
Oh my
he has
gosh.
posted you. He's
Shout out
posted
to
Huda.
JB. Yeah.
How
What's
what was
that
that like?
Honestly, that was a surreal feeling. I'm like a huge fan of Justin Bieber, and I have been like most of my life, ever since I was a kid. So like seeing that, like my face on his platform, I'm like, oh shit, like you really tapped in for real. So that was really cool to see.
Did you hear his new album yet?
I didn't.
Sure.
I'm still like getting back to like hearing all this
Catching
new music.
up.
Like I'm really big on Giveon. I don't know if you guys listen to Giveon, but I heard he came out with an album, so I've been trying to tap into that too. Also, I saw Kehlani had posted about me and Huda too, which was pretty. That was pretty nice to see. I'm a big Kehlani fan, and she's one of my celebrity crushes. So that was honestly like.
I mean, this show is watched by so many celebrities,
Which is
like,
crazy.
So many. I mean, like Kylie Jenner is posting about like just.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
Kylie Jenner, Kendall, Hailey Bieber, all of them are like sitting down on their yacht to watch on a little iPad.
Word.
Like watching
I
the
did
show.
not know that.
Yeah.
That's so crazy to me. Like I'm still trying to learn, like, and wrap my head around like how big this show is. Like
it's a pretty big deal.
Like I knew Megan went on the show, and like she
was
was
kind of
like,
a bummer
I
that
know
you didn't get to
everybody.
meet her?
Hell yeah.
Stupid question.
Hell yeah. I was high. I'm like, damn, like, of course you go in when I'm not in there. But I mean, it is what it is. But that's just crazy to me how like people are like so like they dive into the show. Like they knew everybody, they knew their story, everything like that. I'm like, damn, like that's actually kind of crazy. So
really crazy.
Yeah. But shout out to them, man.
Symbiotica is for anyone who is doing all the right things but still doesn't feel their best. And we all know what it's like to feel just like that. It's crazy how many supplements and vitamins are not made with high quality ingredients, but that's not the case with Symbiotica.
Symbiotica makes it so easy to maintain healthy habits all year long with their travel size packets. They taste actually so good. It only takes 30 seconds a day to get all the nutrients you need because they are in these cute little packets. I throw them in my purse. I throw them in a carry-on. They're easy to travel with. You don't have to be like, oh my God, where's all my pills? Get like a pill organizer. You don't have to do any of that. It's so easy. They taste good. They have formulas to support your health goals, everything from energy, digestion, immunity, and mood. Symbiotica is one of the most trustworthy brands out there. They never compromise on quality and sourcing. Their products are free from seed oils, preservatives, toxins, and artificial additives. It's something you can taste and feel in every packet. It's one of the small things that helps us feel more like us and show up for the people in our life. Go to symbiotica.com/VIALL to get 20% off plus free shipping. That's CYMBIOTIKA.com/VIALL for 20% off plus free shipping.
Summer is here and we're all chasing something, a break, a goal, a vibe. So let's not let bad socks and blisters ruin it. I think sometimes we neglect our feet, and our feet are the things that we walk on all the time. It's also a great way to style your outfit. And so make sure you're getting high quality socks, people. And you can do it with Bombas socks.
Bombas makes socks and now slides and seamless essentials that keep up with whatever your summer looks like, whether you're running a marathon or just a few errands. My favorite Bombas are the ones that I can wear with like my loafers. They're really cute. They're very slouchy. They're also so comfortable. They like hug your feet in all the right places. Best of all, they don't just feel good, they do good. One purchased equals one donated to someone who needs it. You can also order Bombas abroad. That's right. Along with the US, they now ship internationally to over 200 countries.
Doesn't matter if you're dressing up, dressing down, Bombas socks has the perfect socks for any occasion, weddings, prom.
I also remember while I was pregnant, we were traveling a lot. Compression socks are huge when you're pregnant. Bombas has the best compression socks on the market.
And they have a lot of fun designs.
A lot of fun designs, a lot of cute colors.
A lot of cute colors. You can be the sock king or queen with Bombas socks. Head over to bombas.com/VIALL and use code VIALL for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/VIALL, code VIALL at checkout.
Getting into your experience on the show, you went in Casa Amor.
Yeah.
And immediately coupled up with Shelly.
Yeah.
What was that relationship like? Did you get to watch anything back yet?
I haven't watched anything. Only thing I've seen is like parts of the finale.
When did you find out you're going to be a Casa guy?
What, the day before, maybe the day before we started filming it.
So you'd watched the previous other seasons.
Yeah.
What did you think your assignment was? Like, you know what I'm saying? What did you go in there thinking like, this is what I need to do? Was it like any internal strategy that you had from watching other shows?
Nah.
Or was it like, yeah, but it must be very nerve wracking.
Oh, for sure.
You know, like what does that look like?
Honestly, we didn't even know like the format of Casa was going to get changed this year. They kind of just told us as we were filming and as we were there. But I just was going in with like pure intentions. Like I know what I want, and I'm gonna just do what I would do in the outside world and just go after that. And if it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's really all I had planned. I didn't really have like a certain plot to go after.
What clips did they show? Like how much about Shelly and Ace's relationship and Huda and Jeremiah's relationship were you aware of?
Pretty much everything, honestly. Okay. With Ace and Shelly though, I didn't see how deep of a connection they had before she came into Casa. I thought I didn't think it was as strong as what I saw in person. So, you know, but yeah. I don't want to go too deep into that, but yeah, I didn't know it was that deep until when she got to Casa and she told me like, yeah, we're really getting serious and stuff like that. I saw that they had coupled up, but I didn't know like they were getting really vulnerable with each other and like opening up that much. So until she told me.
Would you have not proceeded with Shelly had you known? Or would you still have been like, this is Casa Amor, this is what this experience is?
I mean, I was just going about it how I would naturally. I wasn't really too worried about that because I knew if she was going to like me, she was going to like me regardless, which she did, you know what I mean? But I didn't want to have like a certain plan, like, oh, let me really try to do this so I could really steer her away from Ace, you know what I mean? Like I'm not that type of person. And I think seeing them together in person, like after Casa Amor, really gave me like a clear head of like, damn, like he really does like her. Yeah. And I feel like, speaking from a black man's standpoint, seeing another black man be that vulnerable with somebody, especially a woman, and like her letting him, that's huge. You know what I mean? Because we don't really get that opportunity nowadays or ever. So it's like that kind of resonated with me, and that's why it made me feel some type of way towards him and why I respected him so much.
Did you and Ace have a chance to have that conversation? I know you guys. Yeah. You two talked. We got a glimpse of it, but was that something that you guys talked about?
Yeah, I had pulled him for a chat. Oh wow, me saying that is crazy. Outside the villa. But I wanted to talk to him because I noticed like some weird tension when I first got to the villa. I knew why, and I just wanted to address the situation. Like, hey, bro, like I don't want to move like awkwardly around here. Like, I don't want things to be like, oh, I don't mess with him because he's trying to take my girl or like anything vindictive, anything like that. So I just want to address the situation at hand because, as you guys know, I'm very mature and I don't like to feel like I can't go say what's up to him or like we're in a group setting and I can't crack a joke or we can't, you know what I mean? Like it's just me and him in the kitchen and he feel like he can't come talk to me.
Right.
So I just wanted to clear the air as soon as I got there and as soon as I sensed that. So, yeah.
That, the kissing challenge where you're holding Shelly like Superman went so insane. Yeah. So insanely viral. It was everywhere.
That was her idea, honestly. And it worked, you know. It worked. It did work.
As you guys got back to the villa and you saw the relationship between Ace and Shelly during the Stand On Business Challenge, I feel like most of the audience was kind of confused by how the group addressed you. Yeah. And they seemed to kind of come for you a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Love how you stood up for yourself.
Thank you, brother.
But were you as caught off guard and surprised as the audience felt? Because, like, you know, we got to see Ace and Shelly. Yeah. And I think they seemed like one of the most compatible couples.
For sure.
Maybe from like episode 2.
Oh, for sure.
You know, Shelly had a little thing with Austin that she was, you know, exploring. Right. And I think, I think it's tough for the Islanders to know, like, are we supposed to close off? Are we not supposed to close off? Yeah. You know, like, how long do we explore relationships without sabotaging what I have in front of me. Right. So I think a lot of the audience were like, yeah, like get you guys are great together. Yeah. You know, we see it. But it seemed like Shelly really, you know, had different expectations of you. Yeah. You know, after you got into the villa. And like, did you get a better understanding of where she was coming from?
Kinda. There were just like some situations, you know, kind of like off camera as well, where it kind of gave me a little bit of a different insight on her and how she moved. I think the point of like the Stand On Business Challenge, I think the reason why they were coming for me so much was because they saw a little bit of a difference of like my efforts as far as like when we were in Casa and then when we got to the villa. But I addressed it. I was like, you know, like how I said, like I really see how Ace is with her and I respected that. Yeah. And I'm not a man that's going to step on toes when I got a whole other connection that's willing to get to know me as well. Like if I don't feel like that same want from that person, like, and I have somebody else that does want me, I'm going to go explore that and make that my priority. You know what I mean? And so it was no shade towards her, like moving how I move, like that change. And I wouldn't even call it like a switch up. I just put my efforts in a different basket because that basket was, you know, wanting me more than the other one. You know what I mean?
No, so, it makes tons of sense. Yeah. Like I was kind of confused by when everyone was saying how you switched up. It's, well, it's Love Island. Yeah. People are switching up all the time. It didn't make sense why kind of the group itself was kind of like had this like, well, no, you're only supposed to go after the people in the villa, and as if you couldn't explore everybody else.
Yeah, and I hated that perspective because it's like, okay, so you basically, you guys all want my experience to be me fighting for Shelly and me trying to take her away from Ace. Like, that's not what my experience is going to be like, especially when I have a beautiful woman that wants to get to know me, you know what I mean, that I was actually interested in, I'm going to for sure dive into that instead of me just focus on trying to take Shelly away from Ace. Like, I'm not a person that's big on competition, like, especially seeing them together. I'm like, okay, that's all you know what I mean? I'm going to go take my efforts and put them over here. So, and, you know, it worked out, but yeah.
How did you feel having Alandra kind of out the kiss that you and Huda?
Honestly, in the moment, I thought it was very disrespectful, and it wasn't like her place to do that. But at the same time, like, I kind of get it. She was just trying to stand up for her girl, Shelly, and that's something that I would do, like, for my boy. So I can't really blame her for it. But in the moment, I did think that was disrespectful, just because of how they were all coming at Huda.
Did you know the kind of plan or whatever that Huda and Shelly had put together to bring you to the villa?
Yeah, Huda brought it to my attention. I forgot if it was during our first conversation or the second one. I think it was the second one she brought to my attention. When she told me, it kind of weirded me. I'm like, I don't know, because I didn't want like that narrative of oh, he's just trying to stay in the villa, because that wasn't the case at all. Like, you know, before we found out we were all going back to the villa, like, Shelly was gonna bring me back herself, and you know, I feel like I had done the work for us to get to that point and for her to feel that way. It wasn't until we all found out we were going back to the villa and Huda, you know, realized, you know, she didn't really have a connection in Casa Amor, and she had expressed that interest, and you know, I was interested as well. And so I think that plan kind of just benefited all of us. I know there was a lot of talk in the villa, like, oh, like, you saying like you did this for Shelly, like, wasn't true, but
Right.
it for sure was. I can assure you that. And I try to make sure that I'm like, okay, like, I understand we're going to explore, but just as long as you know, like, I am still going to be exploring Shelly, because that's my top priority at that time. And she understood, and she pushed me to do that. Even while we were in the village, she's like, hey, go talk to Shelly, or do this, or do that. Like, she would still be pushing me, even if it wasn't Shelly. She just wanted me to explore everybody, you know what I mean? Because she still wanted to be open as well. Yeah, I mean, but the true plan was to be there just to explore, or mostly to explore Shelly as well.
Okay.
So yeah.
It's kind of silly that, like, for whatever reason, you had to face this pressure of, like, your intentions of why you were there, as if anyone wanted to go home.
Right,
you know, like,
exactly.
You know, like, everyone wanted to stay
for sure.
For romantic connections, for friendships, for the experience.
Right.
It was fun.
Yeah.
You know, and like, just seems silly that you had to justify wanting to be there for a couple days.
Yeah, and I'm sure if anybody was in that same position, they would have did the same thing. You know what I mean? But I think because they were also close to Shelly and they saw that switch up or whatever, like, they had to point that out. And I'm like, that's why I said what I said, and it's going crazy on TikTok. Like, I could be playing basketball right now. Like, I really could, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't tripping about getting back to the villa. Like, if I did, great opportunity, you know what I mean? I get to still explore connections, but if not, I'm perfectly fine, you know what I mean? I did my time here. I tried my hardest, you know what I mean, with Shelly. So, I mean, it is what it was, though.
Yeah.
Watching Huda and Jeremiah's relationship, I can't help but think that, like, your connection with Huda must have been so genuine that you really thought, like, oh, I'm seeing, and correct me if I'm wrong, a different person than maybe what you saw watching it back, that you're like, now I do want to give this a shot. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think even when I first met her in Casa, I noticed a difference. And, you know, she was expressing to her first connection, JD, that she was planning on moving different. And the way she was talking and me hearing some of her conversation, I'm like, okay, like, you know, she's cool. Like, I don't think like what I saw was like truly her. I think she was just in a very toxic situation and both of them are like, they just weren't compatible.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I truly saw a different side of Huda that I connected with and that I really liked. And I'm glad that, you know, I was able to explore that and get to know that real side of her, because she really is a cool ass person. I'm not gonna lie. So
when you got to see a little bit of Jeremiah and Huda's relationship, did you come in with preconceived notions of how she moved and then have it drastically changed? Or were you already just been like, I don't know, man, I'm just going to go in with the clean slate? Because I think a lot of fans, you know, Huda's the star
that part
of this season, right? She is, whether you like her or don't like her, people care about her, they have opinions. She's the star, right? And so what was that like for you, or was it intimidating knowing that you were quickly like connecting with one of the show's biggest stars?
Honestly, like, when I first watched her coming in, I thought she was great, you know what I mean? And I think when she started getting to that point with Jeremiah where things got bad, I think it just brought out a whole different side of her that wasn't truly her. I know, like, people are either going to uplift you or they're going to show like different sides of you, you know what I mean? And I don't think like that side of her was the true her. I think it was just her situation that she was in brought that side out of her. But that's not how she would act normally, you know what I mean? Because how she was with me was totally different. But I didn't have a thought process on how I thought she was like coming into Casa. I just gave it a clean slate. You know what I mean? Just I tried to see her who she really was from an outsider's perspective, because I wasn't coupled up with her from day one. So, but seeing her like that, I mean, I truly don't think that's the true her.
What was the moment between the two of you, whether it was a conversation or a moment where you were like, oh shit, like this is someone I'm really interested in, I want to pursue, and it made you, you know, in your head go from pursuing Shelly to pursuing Huda?
Good question. I think after she brought the, you know, I'm interested, when we had that little moment in Casa, I think after that, I kind of saw her a little different. Obviously, the physical attraction was there. Like, she's gorgeous, you know what I mean? But like, I think once we got to the villa and she started opening up a little bit more about her daughter and stuff like that, I'm like, okay, like, actually, like, you're dope. I've gotten to know you as a friend, like, throughout Casa. We've had, you know, funny conversations. She was really funny. She had me laughing every single day. But like, hearing her open up, and like, coming from a single mom myself, like, I understand like how hard that is. And so when she did that, I'm like, okay, like, I really like you, because you don't just do that with everybody. Like, it's all like, you saw how long it took her to say it to Jeremiah, you know what I mean? Because I don't know if she didn't feel comfortable or what it was, but and I already knew off bat, so she couldn't really like keep that away from me. But like, just her even wanting to open up about that, for sure made me like her a lot more. So
No, that's really cool.
yeah.
You even had, I mean, you had your response to her asking, like, or I don't even know if she asked, but you were just like, I'm just going to make this clear. Like, I have no issue with you having a daughter. Did that come from you just growing up with a single mom?
Yeah, me coming up with a single mom, and then also like seeing my sisters go through that as well. And I know how hard that is. Like, men already, like, as soon as they hear, oh, she has a kid, oh, I can't do it. You know what I mean? Like, and I hate that, because I feel like that's not fair. Like, you know what I mean? Just because she has a child doesn't like mean anything. So yeah,
I feel like we kind of heard maybe a little bit of that mindset whenever maybe it was Nick talking to Jeremiah. I don't know if like you got to see this, but he was kind of like, and then like, you know, the baby daddy, he's always around, you know, like he's going to be in the life, and like, do they have a good, and it was kind of like, oh, you're already questioning, you know, the negative side of this without even knowing, you know, the full picture. So it's really cool of you to be like, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and let you know off bat, I don't give a fuck. And like, that doesn't sway anything.
Yeah. And I think me expressing that so soon and like right off the bat kind of made her comfortable.
Yeah.
And made her want to dive into that connection a little bit more. I just wanted to tell her, just so she didn't think that I would switch up when finding out, or when she talked about it, or she felt like she couldn't bring her up.
You honestly probably provided her such a safe place.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, and that's really dope. That's
yeah,
really
and
cool.
that's what I wanted for her, because I feel like her past situation before I came in didn't really provide that for her.
Yeah.
And you know, I saw a different light in her that I wanted to do that for her. So
yeah, it's just cool that you were able to empathize with her and like be able to relate with her, make her feel seen.
Yeah.
You know, it's like everyone had so many opinions of Huda in general.
Yeah.
And then obviously specifically how she chose to like talk about being a mom. And yeah, it's just like, how do you go about doing that on an international scale?
Right.
Let alone doing it with people you're going to date.
Right.
Are they going to accept you? Is it going to be used against you?
Yeah.
Again, this isn't just like some normal like interaction,
Right.
you know? And so, yeah, everyone has opinions about it, but like, yeah, like we've all heard the stories about like single moms who try to date and then like people like pretend they don't care and then find ways to like, but like, it's not really for me and things like that. So
it also is nice to hear though, because I mean, I remember I was, you know, critical of the way in the beginning how she talked about being a mom. So it is really nice to hear that there was so much more and that she was able to open up to you and talk about her daughter in ways that maybe we didn't get to see.
Yeah.
So that is really nice to hear.
Yeah, I cared about that side, because like I said, I know how hard it is to even talk about that or bring it up to a man. You know, you might do that and they'll instantly judge you or have like some type of thought process when it comes to that. That's why I always was asking about her, like her situation with, you know, her daughter's father and stuff like that, just to hear, let her open up and let her feel comfortable with bringing all that stuff up and me not judging her or seeing her differently.
Did the stand on business challenge where you both, for different reasons, kind of people came at you? Do you feel like that kind of solidified your connection and brought you guys closer together?
I think so, honestly, because I didn't like how they all ganged up on her, and I was gonna stand up for her for sure because that she didn't do anything wrong. You know what I mean? In my opinion, at least.
And do you feel like when you came in, because it it's like that season is so long and things move so fast. When you came in, it felt like to the rest of the house that Huda was kind of on the outs, where like everything that happened with her and Jeremiah, it like everyone else seemed frustrated with the whole situation. Jeremiah got the boot.
Yeah.
Was that what was really going on in the house, where Huda was kind of treated like an outsider a little bit with the rest of the group, or was that more, that's how it was shown, but not in reality?
Honestly, I mean, I can't really say I know too much just because I don't know how it was shown. But I don't think she was seen as an outsider though. Okay. Yeah, in my opinion. I think people saw like the genuine connection between me and her, and they liked me for her. And because I feel like I'm totally different than Jeremiah, you know what I mean? So I mean, yeah, but I wouldn't say she was considered as an outsider though. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So obviously y'all didn't end up together. You ended up breaking things off.
Yeah.
What was the kind of thing that switched for the two of you?
Honestly, just like compatibility and not meeting each other's love languages. Although we were only not dating, but what would you call it? Coupled up. For we were only coupled up for what I think it was like 2 weeks, maybe a little bit more than that. So there was still a lot of things that we needed to learn about each other, and I feel like although we were with each other for 24/7 for 2 weeks, we didn't really have enough time one-on-one to like really talk about that and really like dive into that part. I was so fixated on like trying to get to know her as a person and like the deeper side of her, to where I didn't really, although we talked about love languages, I didn't really see like how important it was to her. And sometimes she would be like, hey, like for example, like in the mornings, like when you see me come downstairs, like, can you do this for me? And then I'm like, oh, okay, so that really is something that she really needs. And I would do that for her, you know what I mean? So I think I've learned like a lot about love languages and how important it is to like give that to somebody, because they could be looking for that like every day, and it's like, it's the little things. So yeah.
Do you feel like it was kind of the not wanting to show PDA throughout the villa, but at nighttime being okay with it? Do you feel like that was kind of like the tipping point?
I wouldn't say it was the tipping point, because I was still willing to try.
Yeah.
Even on our date, I expressed like, hey, like I still am willing to make this work on the outside and just see if it works at all. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like, but I was just willing to try. I just didn't really understand her perspective when it came to that, because I'll re-say this, like I have 7 sisters and I see all different types of perspectives and points of views and stuff like that. But that kind of just didn't sit well with me, because in the real world, you're basically saying, okay, if it's in private, you're basically going to invite a man to your home and have sex with him or whatever it is before you kiss him on a date. That didn't really make sense to me. So that's why I couldn't really just wrap my head around her thought process. Although I do understand where she's coming from, as far as like her not wanting to repeat what she had or what she had did with Jeremiah. I just think, like I said, like I'm totally different, and I provided her such a different space to where she felt comfortable, she felt safe, she felt not less anxious, all that. So I just didn't understand.
Was it confusing to hear her kind of say like, I'm not comfortable like showing PDA, I want to move differently, but then to say like, I want my man obsessed with me, I don't want to have to tell you to like put your arm around me?
It was very, I don't want to say contradicting.
Yeah.
It was just confusing, because one thing I'm like, well, everything we do here is PDA, like, you know what I mean?
Cameras everywhere.
The cameras are literally everywhere. So that's another thing that I couldn't really see her point. Like, I'm like, okay, you don't want to do things in front of the other islanders. I'm like, okay, but they see us make out all the time in challenges. You know what I mean? Like, they're right next to us in bed when we're kissing or whatever we got going on. So it's just like, I didn't really understand like what she meant about PDA. But I think she just wasn't trying to be on like some Pepe and Iris type of thing, like always kissy and touchy and stuff like that. She was trying to take it slow, which I respected when it came to that part. And that's, I'm move slow when it comes to that too. Like, I don't want to be making out in front of people and stuff like that. Like, a peck or a kiss on the cheek, okay, cool. Forehead kiss, like those are little things that I'm about. But like, I didn't really want to like just be full tongue making out in front of people either. Yeah. So yeah.
Do you feel like maybe like, given like everything we talked about, just the pressure of the show and just how long she was there, do you feel like kind of like the whole her and Jeremiah of it all like got in her head in a way where did you guys ever like address that part, like the disconnect where it's like, all right, maybe we're just not seeing eye to eye because we're just coming from two completely different points of view, where she's like, hey, like it might not be reality, but I dealt with this this is my reality now.
Right.
And I got shit for this. Everyone came at me. America came at me.
Yeah.
When America voted to break up Jeremiah and Huda, that was like America being petty.
Yeah, for sure.
And just being and telling Jeremiah and Huda, like, we don't like what's going on here.
Yeah.
And just like that, just to be in that world and then find that out about people voting for you is a mind fuck.
Yeah, for sure. I think she was a little traumatized from that.
Yeah.
And that's what really made her be like, okay, I'm going to move completely different. I'm going to move so slow, which I respected, you know what I mean? Like, especially with the whole America thing. Like, of course you don't want America to hate you. Or the other islanders, like you're going to spend so much time with them, like to where you don't want to walk around and be like, oh, I don't like her. You know what I mean? So I totally got where she was coming from with that. As far as moving slow, it just like, I just didn't really see like how you can move slow, but you want to, you know, do things in the bedroom. Like,
how dark is it in those bedrooms?
oh my gosh, you can't see nothing.
Okay.
Like even once your eyes like regulate to the darkness, you still can't see anything.
Oh, you can see some when you're
But it's dark.
adjusted, but like it takes a minute though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dark. Like
I assumed, the reason I asked, I assumed that in her mind, she's just like, this
Dark as fuck.
This is our moment.
Yeah.
We're alone, even though we're not alone.
Right.
And like it's our own, it's the only time I can be alone. It's like under these fucking sheets.
right.
I guess I'm wondering, do you think there's any, like, have you guys spoken much outside of the villa?
Yeah. Like we're staying with each other right now.
Okay.
Yeah, me and her are really cool. I want to make that clear because I feel like everybody thinks like we hate each other and stuff like that. But like me and Huda are cool.
And do you feel like, is it just friendly, or are you guys kind of almost taking it slow, being like, I don't know, we're out of the villa. Pressure's off. It's just us.
Yeah.
There's no weird sleeping arrangement situation. There's no cameras.
Right.
Are you open to seeing like how things play out? And is there a chance that a romantic connection could still be a possibility?
Honestly, I don't know. As of right now, like I'm taking this friendship and I just want to run with that. You know what I mean? I don't think we got the chance to be friends before being coupled up in the villa. So now that, you know, that's done and we can, you know, be regular, I want to take us being friends. Like I want to do that. I want to be friends with her. And if, you know, down the road, like we come back to each other and it's organically and it's mutual, then, you know, I'll be open to it, of course. But I think right now, and for the time being, I think being friends is what's best.
Okay.
So
The baby challenge. Did Huda know that it was not a real baby? He's like, you have to hold her head. She can't sit up yet. She's too young.
That is true.
I mean, I guess. It's like you're ripping her shirt off too hard.
All right. I'm like, first of all, I didn't want to. I think she dove into that challenge head in because she has a daughter. And I think she really wanted to prove like how much of a mommy she was. Like, and how good
Pepe
of a
and
mommy.
Iris left their baby next to the stove.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And they were both fine with that type. So
somehow they won they passed the challenge.
Right. I don't know how they passed the challenge with that. But yeah, I think Huda may have taken it a little too serious because she is an actual mom. And she was looking to see if like I was that man that knew what I was doing, I think. But in my opinion, like, yeah, like it's a challenge and I should be taking it seriously. But at the end of the day, it's a doll. Like, I'm not really too worried about his neck. I wouldn't do that with a real baby, set him up. And I feel like she was trying to put like an age on the baby to where like the baby was like 2 weeks old or something like that and couldn't control her neck. I'm like, that's not it at all.
You were like, we were just sitting together over here.
She was just sitting up perfectly fine. Like, but she didn't see that. So, you know, I can't really blame her. But
Were you there for the heart rate challenge?
I was there for the heart rate challenge.
That broke people's brains.
Yeah, I'm sorry you guys had to see that.
No, we
enjoyed it. It was pretty good. Yeah.
But it certainly broke the internet, centered around Huda and the whole Shelly and Ace of it all. And there's all these fan theories and people trying to dissect these scenes and things like that. But you were there. It's like, what did you see being a person who was there? How did you feel like everyone's reaction was?
I feel like I don't think she really did anything wrong.
Okay.
Before the challenge even started, we all mutually said like, okay, do we all have consent about anything? Like, does anybody have any boundaries that they have? Like, let's address them. Who's not comfortable with what?
Really?
Everybody raised their hand. Yeah, we're all comfortable. Kissing, touching, whatever it is, we cool.
And no one said nothing.
Anything. We were in the fire pit, and I think it was either Shelly or somebody in the group were like, just to make sure everybody is consensual with everything. Like, is everybody okay with that? We all put our hand up. You know what I mean? So going into that, Huda's like, okay, I'm gonna really do my big one then. Like, everybody's cool with it. Like, it's just a challenge. Okay, cool. And I think a big thing is nobody established their boundaries with their person before that. Led to people doing whatever they wanted to somebody else's couple, which in my opinion, it's a challenge. You shouldn't really take it that seriously. And if you didn't want that to happen, you should have said something.
I mean, we have, I think Taylor and Clark were definitely like, she damn near was sitting on Ace's face. Like, she was.
That she was. That she was.
An essential baby item for us is 100% the Nanit baby monitor. It is a game-changing product. It's truly unlike any others on the market.
It's our co-parent.
It is our co-parent. It's such a great product because it's so easy to set up, which like I love, because when you're in like the getting ready for the baby phase, everything you feel like is complicated and confusing. And Nanit is so easy to set up. It links directly to your phone. The app, you can listen to your baby sleep while you're on a phone call, while you're listening to music. It plays as just background noise. The image on it is so clear. I can zoom in and literally watch her breathe. It's so clear. It's such a great product.
It's also great for parents who have to work and sometimes are separated from their kids. Mom, dads, if you have to travel ever and be away from your kids, it's a great way to stay connected. Even to your newborns, you could see them nap. You can listen to them nap. I've sometimes listened to River napping while I'm on a run. You can always check in with your baby, and it makes you feel close to your baby whenever.
Nanit also allows you to track your baby's breathing, sleep patterns, and developmental milestones, providing you with personalized insights to understand your baby like never before, all on your Nanit app.
The Nanit baby monitor is changing parenthood for the better. It's the one baby item we can't live without. And of course, we have a special offer just for our listeners. Get 20% off your first order with code BABY20. That's BABY20 at nanit.com now. Again, that's nanit.com, NANIT.com. Nanit. Parenthood looks different here.
The last date, you've said something about it.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of been very talked about, the whole like, are you going to make me walk through the water? Are you going to carry me? You have come out and since said that there were specific reasons as to why you did not carry her through the water.
Yeah.
What are those reasons?
So to me, I don't think they aired it, but like how the date went, she was like, I don't like this about you. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. So it kind of put me in like a mental state of like, damn, like, do you not like me at all? Like,
Okay.
And then that's why I was like, when she brought up like, I think we should be friends, I was like, I was just waiting for you to say it, because she was literally telling me all the things that she didn't like. And in my head, I'm like, okay, like she don't fuck with me. You know what I mean? But when it came to me not carrying her, I think it was the way she kind of asked me that kind of threw me. It's like, are you going to carry me or are you going to make me walk? I'm like, okay, first of all, like, I didn't really like how you just asked me. I came back wanting to help you down and like walk with you as a gentleman should.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't want to give her that treatment of, okay, you still think like you can still get like that princess treatment out of me. Like once we establish what we are, which is friends now, I'm not going to treat you as like you're my woman and hold you like that. Like that's just how I move. You know what I mean? Like I went up to her. I came back to make sure she was cool. Like, why are you crying? Stuff like that. We talked about it a little bit. And I held my hand out for her to help her down so we could walk together. She didn't want that. She wanted to be carried. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to do that. Like, you're not mine anymore. Like, we're not, you know what I mean? Like, we're broken up now. So I'll help you. I'll be a gentleman and help you like down and, you know what I mean? So you don't have to be by yourself. But she didn't want that.
So one question I have for you, like man to man.
Yeah.
And I was, when we were talking about this moment on our show yesterday, and obviously we recognize things are edited. But
yeah.
Anyway,
Very.
something us men, I think, are notorious for when it comes to ending relationships is just letting them break up with us.
Right.
You know, it's like if we're kind of checked out or we feel like it's not working, we're not vibing, we become more distant and then kind of just wait for them and like, we should break up. And then we're either maybe we're happy or maybe we're sad.
Yeah.
Was Huda ending the relationship 100% her call, where you were just still hoping to leave as a couple and then you were very hurt by her actions? Or was it kind of a mutual decision that ultimately she had to like make that decision? And then obviously it seemed like your feelings were hurt.
Yeah, for sure hurt.
Yeah. Because at first it kind of felt like you were, and I think we do this a lot, right? We act like we don't care.
Yeah.
You know, at first you were kind of giving, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I was just waiting for you to say it, just say it,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, do you not care?
Yeah.
You know?
And I think that's why it was perceived that way, because like there was no like in between. There was a lot of stuff that happened in between that didn't get aired. or didn't get showed.
Like what? Can you share?
Well, me personally, like I told her like I wanted to just keep working on it. I wanted to see where it went on the outside world, and I genuinely did like her and wanted to see like what that would look like and leave there as a couple. And so that was purely her decision. I had been waiting there for maybe like 20 minutes for her to make up her mind because she couldn't wrap her head around it. And she told me, she was like, it's crazy because like you didn't cheat on me, like you haven't done me dirty, like you've been everything that I wanted in a man. So like me coming to this decision was really hard, and that's why she was crying so much. But
I mean, that's growth on her part. That's
absolutely.
She seems like someone who, like when she says you haven't, like I think fans are, again, we're so myopic in how we watch this show.
Yeah.
And like these experiences that you guys go through are so like, I mean, it's like, it's therapy, right? You guys are constantly being asked about your feelings, your emotions, you're reflecting on your past relationships and things like that.
Yeah.
And she probably only had, I don't know, maybe, and like that was me. It's like you only run relationships when something just terrible happens,
right,
you know,
right.
And you fight for these relationships well beyond the timeline in which maybe you both should.
Yeah.
And maybe this was growth on her part of saying like, I don't know, like you're great, we're great, but like there are some specific compatibility problems that where I think maybe it's best to walk away now rather than like torturing each other for how long, you know?
Yeah.
Because it kind of seemed like that's what her and Jeremiah did, where it's like there were some compatibility issues, and then instead of just talking through them, acknowledging them, and maybe decided, they just kept leaning into the lust and the chemistry and annoying the compatibility part.
Yeah, for sure. And I think with us, like even though we didn't really have the physical, we had the emotional and everything else. She claimed like she kept having like repeat herself, but that wasn't the case. She only told me about what she needed twice, because I don't know if it aired or not or if it was shown, but I was always the type of person like, hey, do you need anything from me? Like, are you okay? Like anything like that. And like vice versa, she would do the same for me. So like her saying like, oh, I don't want to have to keep repeating myself, especially on the outside, where I'm like, where is this coming from? Like that was never the case. You've this whole time you've been saying like how much I check up on you, like how much that I do for you, the efforts that are being shown. So that kind of confused me as well. But
the 3, 2, 1.
Oh my goodness.
In the bedroom has been a very talked about moment.
Yeah.
Thoughts? I mean, now that you're out of it, do you feel like it was as bad as maybe it looked for us?
Mm-hmm.
Or like what didn't we get to see again? Like,
I feel like what you guys didn't get to see is the whole argument and why we were arguing. We weren't arguing because I didn't cuddle her. We were arguing because we were told like we were only going to get 2 hours of sleep, and instead of prioritizing sleep, she wanted to get active in the bedroom. And I wasn't about that. And I had made that clear to her. I'm like, look, like if we're not going to be doing PDA on the outside, you can't even give me a kiss. Like we're not doing shit in the bedroom. Like
especially if I only get 2 hours of sleep.
Exactly. I'm a big like sleeper, and I'm gonna prioritize my sleep. Yeah, I set a boundary, and she crossed it. What I mean, she wasn't okay with it. And I feel like for her to catch an attitude, and for her to be like, okay, like if you don't talk to me or anything like that, like right now, I'm not gonna talk to you all day tomorrow. I'm gonna ruin your day. And like count 3, 2, 1, like I'm some child. Like I'm a grown ass man. Like you can't talk. And if my mama don't talk to me like that, you for sure not gonna talk to me like that. So that's what rubbed me the wrong way. Especially that next day, I was hot. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm big on like not bringing my past emotions from yesterday to the new day. But that really didn't sit well with me, because I'm like, how are you gonna act like that? Like I've never rejected you. Like all I did was set a boundary, and you just weren't respecting it. You know what I mean? I respected all her boundaries. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't like forcing her, like complaining that she wasn't kissing me on the outside. Like when she told me why, I'm like, okay, like I get it, but I don't understand, but I'm gonna respect your boundary at the end of the day. So I just feel like that wasn't really reciprocated, but it's okay.
Was it hard to hear the threat of like, is this really worth like me being in a shitty mood tomorrow and not talking to you? Like if you don't do this, I will.
I think in the moment it was tough to hear, because it's like, why did it have to get to that extent over a boundary that I had set? But she is who she is, especially when emotions are high. And her biggest thing was like feeling rejected. She didn't want to feel like she was getting rejected.
Did you explain that was how you had felt when you'd wanted to kiss her and she didn't want to kiss you in front of everyone? The like being like, I understand how you felt rejected in this moment, but in these other moments where I wanted to show affection and you didn't, like I also felt rejected.
Yeah, I told her that. And I told her like, it kind of made me feel like you were embarrassed of me or something like that, because everybody in there approved and they told you how much they like us together, but you're still worried about their perception on how it's going to look to them if we kiss in front of them. You know what I mean? So again, didn't really make sense to me, but you know, it is what it is.
And it was tough, like, 'cause, like watching you two. I mean, like other couples, again, like whether we got to see it or they didn't want to even engage in it.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of like conflict to work through. It was just like happy-go-lucky,
Yeah.
a lot of it.
Yeah.
And you and Huda were, in the most interesting way, like giving us glimpses into like relationship dynamics, right?
Yeah.
And there was a theme. It was like, oh my God, we love them together. And you guys really seemed both interested in like, all right, let's figure this out, right?
Yeah,
But then
yeah.
when you would try to figure it out, you guys would like both trigger each other,
Yeah,
right? And
for sure.
and it kind of got contentious early on. Do you feel like it was, again, more lack of compatibility, or again, maybe at that stage of the game, it's just no sleep, like you guys were running on fumes?
Yeah, really.
And
every day.
to expect either of you to work through these highly, emotional conversations that are triggering both like with each other and bring up past relationships.
Yeah.
Was it just more like as a result of that? Like, are you curious about how, I know you guys are going to remain friends for now. I'd be curious how you guys would try to have the same conversations outside of the villa after you guys like start healing from the experience.
I feel like the conversations now will go a lot smoother.
Okay.
Because we kind of understand each other. But like I told her, like, every couple has hiccups, you know what I mean? But that doesn't mean like we should be giving ultimatums like, okay, like, do you want me to leave you alone, or do you want to just end this? Like, I'm a big person, like, I'll work through it. And like I told you earlier, like, if we can't sit and have a conversation and try to see an end goal and like try to figure shit out, like, I don't really engage in that toxicity or that combativeness or back and forth, like stuff like that. And I feel like, the things that were being said and how we treated some situations may have triggered us from like past relationships. And I guess it was like a kind of like a lack of compatibility. But I mean, at the end of the day, like, we're still getting to know each other. So I feel like if we would have figured that out, we could have went about it the right way going forward. So
your sister has entered the chat. She responded to, she's being protective sister mode, responding to some trolls on your behalf.
Yeah.
She kind of said, like, alluded to her having a lot of things to say.
Yeah.
Where is that coming from?
Honestly, I didn't even know that was a thing. That kind of got brought to my attention.
Okay.
I didn't even know that she was going to do that, nor did I see it. Somebody would be like, hey, like, did you see what your sister said? I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, but as soon as I heard about that, I was not okay with it. I'm not mad at my sister. And I expressed that to her. I'm like, look, I still love you. I'm not mad at you, but like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that doesn't, like, if you were like a random person, okay, that's, no big deal. But like, you're my sister, and that shit comes back to me, and it makes it seem like I support it. And I did not support that at all.
It's tough with family because they're so protective, and they see all the things online, and they want to come for you, and they feel like no one has my brother's back.
Exactly.
No one knows them like I know them.
Exactly. Yeah. And I see both sides. And then when I addressed it to her, she, she issued an apology, and then she sent something for Huda as well right after. Because I told her, I'm like
directly for
for Huda. She sent us a voice note and like a long text message, like an apology, besides the one she posted on Instagram or whatever she posted.
Right. Was this the one who had met Huda, or was this one of your sisters who was just watching?
This was just one of the sisters that were just watching, and she's so passionate about me because our dynamic, our relationship. She's very big on like she's like my protector in a way, you know what I mean? So I totally get where she's coming from, but at the same time, you can't do that, because that makes it seem like I'm supporting what you're talking about, and that's not the case. So,
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's next for you?
I don't know, man. I'm still like in the process of like trying to wrap my mind around, like, do I want to go play basketball again? Like, is that what's best right now? Or do I take all these opportunities that's getting presented to me now and just take that and ride with it and then build something else on that? I've wanted to get into scripted acting.
Okay.
People like Will Smith are like inspirational to me. I've always looked up to him. I've done like skits and like school plays and stuff like that in the past. And seeing him makes me be like, damn, I feel like I could do that. You know what I mean? Or I want to be like that. So I want to say scripted acting, maybe some modeling. I feel like I'm very comfortable in front of the camera. So maybe some modeling, but other than that, I don't really see myself doing too much else. I want to open up a boys and girls club type of situation and add like a basketball camp, like a summer camp type of thing implemented in there. So I want to do that. There's a whole bunch of things I want to dive into.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see where that goes, but
you should definitely do you should try the acting out.
I think I will. I don't know if I need to go to like acting school or how to go about that, but I feel like I got the talent. I just need to be put in that situation to show that. So
there was a moment at the end of the finale when you and Huda were announced third place. Y'all went over to Iris and Pepe.
Yeah.
Have you seen this clip?
I don't know.
Pepe kissed Iris on the head, and then Iris was like, "And one for Huda," and there was like this little moment that they had, and then you did like an office
the fourth
scene,
wall.
looked directly into camera.
Yeah.
What was going on in that moment?
That was when I grinned. Yeah, I smiled a little bit. Yeah, I was just like, "This is some shit right here." Like, no way that just happened, because I feel like me and Huda had established what we were gonna be, and we kind of like moved on from it and stuff like that. But like to see that and like that kind of was like, that was real. You know what I mean? That wasn't like no acting. Like I don't know. There's something there that I was like, okay, like what's going on right here? So no, I smiled because it kind of just threw me off. I'm like, that wasn't a joke. Like that was like real shit. So I'm like, no way that just happened in front of me. Like, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, I did break the law and looked at the camera a little bit. I don't know why I did that.
They still showed it, so they obviously were okay with it.
Yeah, I think it was such a funny moment.
Do you feel like? I mean, I think all of you on some level need to heal from this experience.
Yeah.
But you fell for a girl.
Yeah.
Had some emotions.
Yeah.
It didn't work out. Do you feel like you're more healing from a broken heart, or healing from this whole ordeal, or maybe a little bit of both? And I don't mean to like dramatize it. I get it. You've only talked for 2 weeks, but like in that, I don't think people fully realize just how intense that is. But yeah, like how are you processing all that?
Honestly, I really did like her, and I think I'm not necessarily healing from that, but I'm trying to get myself to not like her anymore. You know what I mean? Which is hard.
I bet it's extra hard when you're staying with her.
Yeah, it is. And seeing her, like the real her, like outside the villa, you know what I mean? But it's cool. Like I said, we're really good friends now. There's no like awkwardness or like tension, or we're not like no hatred towards each other. But I feel like now I'm mostly healing just, from being in the villa, getting back to the real world, trying to adjust and stuff like that. I'm just healing from like all the emotional drama that I went through, because I don't think I've ever gone through some shit like that ever in my life. So
do you have any regrets looking back?
Hell no. I feel like I moved the way I wanted to move in there. I was really genuine and authentic, and how y'all saw me in there is how I am in the real world. So I'm 100% okay with how everything went down.
I'm not like a Love Island historian, but like the impact you and Brian had on this show as Casa men, I don't feel like happens very often.
Nah.
I don't, and like, so credit to both of you, just
Thank
the
you,
way
brother.
like you became, I feel like with Casa people, we're like, all right, they're just going to fuck some shit up and then they're all going to go home.
Right.
And I mean, you guys were such a big part of the show.
Yeah.
And also such a big part of like lifting up the women.
Yeah.
Which...
Well, yeah, Brian, like the only one who stood up for Amaya during that challenge, it felt like, where it was just like, and how did that all go down? Because it just feels like my interpretation from an outsider who knows how these things work is like the bully's the household. And what I mean by that is like the majority is always like, everyone's just afraid of standing out and being isolated. So when one was like, I think this, and then one other person chimes in, and yeah, me too, then everyone's like, oh, okay, cool. We all think this. Let's all just dump on this situation. Is that kind of how the Amaya thing went down?
I think so, a little bit, yeah. And then I feel like, I don't even think Brian was like interested at that point. He truly was coming in like, hey, like, just so y'all understand, like that's some real shit, like in the Latin household, like saying things like babe and mi amor and all that is like, that's real. And so hats off to him for like being, confident enough and brave enough to stand up for her. I think that was some real shit right there. So, but yeah, I didn't like how everybody was ganging up on Amaya, because she didn't deserve that. And I feel like just because y'all don't like the way she is or how she talks, that doesn't give you the incentive to be like, oh, like you're moving too fast, or we don't fuck with you for that. Like, so what? She wants to call you babe. Like, oh, well, you know how many people wish like that someone would call them babe? Exactly. Like, she's beautiful. Like, you guys are crazy. So I don't know. I didn't fuck
like,
with that.
Who are these guys and what are they? What is their
They tripping. Like, so what? She call you babe or my love, or that's like a word of endearment. Like, don't take it so seriously. Like, especially like, if you know Amaya, she says that, she calls me that, you know what I mean? Like, and that's like my sister, you know what I mean? So like, I don't mind it at all. Like, if that's how you are, like, cool with me. I'm not gonna try to change who you are just because I think you try to move too fast or stuff like that. Like, no, that's
okay.
So,
anything else you want to leave with or say, or let the people know or get off your chest? Or I really enjoyed getting to know you. This has been really great, man.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you for having me.
You definitely didn't disappoint, and you're as dynamic as I think we all assumed. But
thank you, man.
It makes me wish we would have saw more of you on Love Island.
Man, for real. But as far as like letting people know anything, I don't really have anything specific to say. I just really hope like this whole me not caring her thing doesn't affect like my character, because I genuinely did try to help her down and wanted to walk with her, but she wanted to be carried, and I just wasn't going to do that. I didn't think, after establishing what we are, I don't think that's something that a friend would do. I mean, yeah, it's very gentleman-like, I guess you would say, but at the end of the day, like, I did my part with trying to help her. You know what I mean? It would be different if I'd be like, nah, fuck out of here. Like, let me just get up out of here. Like, I try to do my part in some type of way. So I don't want people to come at my character, come at me like saying that I'm not genuine or I didn't act as a gentleman.
I think
like
you've
that.
shown us more ways than not of you being a gentleman and a kind person and someone with good morals and good values. So I don't think this is something that you should worry about.
Thank you. I just hate being judged on that part specifically, because I feel like there was so much more that I had done throughout the whole time I was there to be like that one part, oh, he's not a gentleman anymore. He's an asshole. I'm like, damn, that's all it took.
Well, maybe you explaining it and adding some context will help,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's why we love doing what we do here to, like, reality TV. It's like, I don't know, man. We love it. It has this toxic world. We love when fans are engaged, not only with shows that we watch itself, but our show as well. And it kind of comes with the territory that, like, everything's short form, everything's cut and taken out of context.
Right.
And again, when people have those reactions, it's not really about you, or it's a projection of what they're feeling inside. And, like,
that part.
Obviously your character is going to be defined by how you move.
Yeah, for sure.
Every day going forward.
Right.
Yeah.
I
mean, yeah. So, but I not that my opinion matters, but I feel like you should be proud of how you carried yourself on the show.
Thank you, really. I appreciate that.
And whatever people think of you, like, your story starts now. You know what I'm saying? Like, now you are in control of your edit. You know what I'm saying? Like, before you signed some shit and said, all right, I'm going to do my thing and trust you guys. But like now you really are in control of your edit. You have your platform now. You'll get opportunities on other people's platforms, and people will be able to decide for themselves what they think of you. And even then, none of that really matters, but like your circle, your people, and things like that.
Right, for sure. Yeah. Well, thank you guys for having me. I really enjoyed being here.
Oh, it was our pleasure, man. Thanks for coming. Where can people find you? Where can people follow you?
Follow me on Instagram. What's my Instagram?
Oh boy.
Chris Seeley _4.
We'll put it in the bio for anyone who wants to follow
please. I'm starting to get active with TikTok. I'm not really like not a fan, but like I'm not too engaged with it, so I'm still learning how that.
Well, you can link up with JD and Zach C. They're very good at TikTok.
I've been seeing. I'm so proud of them for doing that. But yeah, I for sure plan to like collab and get to the social stuff. But I'm very big on, like, if people see me in person and want to come take a picture, I'm very open to that. I think with me playing overseas and like little kids coming up to me, or like old people like wanting to take a picture, like I'm very big on that, because I think of myself. It's like I've met people in the past that I'd be like, oh, I'm such a big fan. Like, can I get just an autograph or just a picture or something like that for my memory? And they'd be like, nah, like, fuck off. Like, watch out. And I don't want to be that person. I'll never be that person. You know what I mean? So, if you guys ever see me, like, please feel free to come talk to me, have a chat, take a picture, whatever it is. I'm very open to that. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. Perfect. All right, Chris. Well, appreciate your time again.
Yeah, of course.
Best of luck for everything. Hope we get a chance to interact in the future. And,
of course, man.
See you on our big screens, big actor.
I'm sure we'll see you soon again, somewhere, somehow.
Absolutely, you will, for sure.
All right,
Thank you,
take care, guys. Thank you guys for listening. Subscribe, tell your friends, all that fun stuff. We'll see you tomorrow for a lot more Love Island and a bunch of other content.
One last question.
What's up?
Throw in the pillow at Huda.
I was gonna let him off the hook.
I just like real quick.
Was that one of those like, oh shit, I'm 6'8" and I threw that too hard?
Nah, honestly, I feel like, because the reaction everybody gave was like, I mean, yeah, you threw it at her, but it's not like it was a rock or something that was solid. Like, it was a pillow, you know what I mean? And that wasn't like full force. Like, I'm a big guy. Like, if I wanted to really throw a pillow, like, I'm gonna throw it. So I didn't think I did hit her that hard, which is kind of like, okay, like, did you just play that off? Or
she came back with the nose.
Yeah, like, I'm like, okay, we all thought, like, I don't think it was that serious, but I mean, I did apologize and I felt bad that it did cause her some pain, some hurt.
Did you know that she doesn't like dirty hands on her?
Oh my God. That killed me. I'm like, girl, like, the amount of times you done did that, but when I do it, it's like, I'm like, okay.
What were you eating, barbecue chips or something?
I was eating some salt and vinegar chips. And she was like, oh my God, your hands are so dirty. I'm like, no, they're not. Like,
Oh, it's funny. All right.
Now you're better off friends.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Hey guys, if you loved what you listened to, make sure you hit that subscribe button below. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.